2012 ended on a warm note, and that caused natural gas prices to slide. So what's in store for 2013? Well, I'm here with Dan Dicker. So what do you think? Is it going to get cold? Are we going to get those prices up?
Yeah, it's not really about the weather. Obviously, that's a short-term goal. You see the weather get a little bit warm towards the end of the year and the prices slump a little bit. But what's been happening is that in storage, the storage numbers have been getting better. We've had these rig shut-ins, these sequesters, although with the fiscal cliff talk, I shouldn't talk about sequesters, but it is basically, use the same word. Let's call them shut-ins. But you've had these rig shut-ins, started by Chesapeake, followed in by Chevron. There's been a whole bunch of energy companies that have started to shut down natural gas, and the rig counts have been dropped, so the number of rigs that they're drilling, fresh frac wells, has come down to a reasonable level. So we're starting to get these storage numbers. They're getting closer to that 5-year average. Now that's for the first time in almost 14, 15 months. Now that means that what I think is that we've seen a more reasonable supply curve basically going on in the natural gas business. And that means that over the course of time, you will find a kind of bottom being put under the natural gas price, particularly against what is still a very, very firm oil price, still close to $90, at least in the WTI. So what I think that you've seen is basically the lows of natural gas prices for your lifetime. And there's a lot of things to add to that to say that, you may have seen those. There's been an approval, for example, of LNG over the course from the Energy Department in the last week and a half. That has put some floor under the prices. There are 17 companies out there waiting to build these LNG plants that cost between $2 and $10 billion a piece. I mean, there are some people who want to take advantage of what is obviously a shale gas boom that is still going on in this country.
Okay, so if what you're saying is true, if we think we've hit this historical bottom, a bottom for our lifetime.
For our lifetime.
What would be the best names to look at for 2013? Because there's a lot of names out there, and it's hard to drill down.
There are, and a lot of them have made the old switcheroo. They've gone from being a fully dry gas company to try and becoming an integrated hybrid, a little more oil, a little more liquids, natural gas liquids, and those kinds of things, names like Chesapeake. So those, you're getting your mixed bag out of Devon, those kinds of names, you're getting a bit of a mixed bag. Sandridge, you're getting a mixed bag. I say if you want to take the real shot into a natural gas boom that's about to develop, that you do it with purely dry gas names. And these are the names that I give you. Southwestern is a purely dry gas name, for example. Ultra Petroleum is almost purely a dry gas name. And if you want one that's a little bit less speculative, one that you can wait, that has a pretty decent dividend, Encana would be the one that I would go for. So those are 3 names to take advantage of what I think is, as I say, a lifetime low in the price of natural gas.
Now, some critics will say, I've heard this all before, and we kept going down. I heard last year was the all-time low when we kept going down. So what can you say to the naysayers that are kind of skeptical?
Right, but these are very macro trends that you find. Now, the glut that happened in natural gas made it very difficult to sort of pick a bottom, because you kept on getting more and more wells being drilled, more and more coming into storage, no place to put it, a lot of flaring, and an endless supply based upon lease mania that had been going on throughout the country. That seems to have moderated, and the price also has seemed to have moderated. We did see a sub $2 number in 2011, but like I say, I think we'll never see that again, and you're starting to find all of these kind of macro indications that we have found a bottom here, and maybe the rise up won't be fast, but it will begin to happen, and it will happen over the long macro time. So these are the times to get into these kind of long play natural gas stocks.